Okay, so we got all 8 of you up here, and we have 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. Okay, and you see where they're at. Okay, these 4 right here are on the right, and these 4 are on the left. So we are going to first take a look at all of the ones that are on the right. Now, I want you guys to look at the theme or what these 4 guys share in common here. And if we look at the knee, knee, and knee, we can see that it is either in line with the back hip or extending even beyond the back hip. Or another way to think about it is that from the front hip, front knee, front foot is creating this less than sign. All right. If we look at all of the guys now on the left, and we look at these guys' knees, they're a lot more front hip, front knee, front foot, front hip, front knee, front foot, front hip, front knee, front foot, front hip, front knee, front foot. A lot more in line. What we also notice is that for those that are wearing baseball pants and a belt, we can see that belt buckle, those belt buckles are starting to come through. We can see the back foot rotated and turned over, rotated towards home plate. Can't see it here because of our stride direction. Kind of hides it a little bit. So if we then take these down here, actually we'll keep it here. And then we'll bring back some of these guys. And we can see the differences between those two. And you can see the difference in boom, 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 or this zigzag. There's the zigzag versus the more being able to see the belt buckle and more straight in line. Let's now pull up some of these videos here. And I want to try to get them so we can be a little bit bigger than that. There we go. Okay, so we'll get that. 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 And then we'll do the same thing over here. Boom. Boom. Boom and boom. So that way this can get a little bigger for us. So we need to pull you up a little bit so you can see your foot. There we go. Okay, so we can see very much like these four over here. Boom and boom. Boom and boom. Boom and boom. And boom and boom. A lot more straight in line, like the four of these guys over here are, versus what we got going on over here. Our point of view is off to the side, but we can almost still see the belt buckle from over here, from way over on this side. And you can see that straightness of the leg versus the zigzag. All right, same thing here. We can see that belt buckle coming through. See that back foot rotated and turned over. Just like we see the back foot rotated and turned over. Back foot rotated and turned over. Nice and straight. See that belt buckle. See the good alignment here versus the zigzag. All right, another one. We can see the belt buckle coming through. Back foot's turned over. Belt buckle coming through. Legs on a good straight path. Same thing here. Boom. Okay. Belt buckle's right there. Belt buckle's right there. Back foot's turned over. Nice straight line with that front leg. Same thing here. And here. And here. And here. And over here. Right to the target. And same thing here. And also here. And finally with Zack Greinke here. So now let's just watch on how that front leg rotates. Front leg rotates. And now that he's gotten into this position, all the power out in front. And a good, clean finish. Under control and balanced. How did he get there? By rotating the knees, rotating the feet, rotating the hips. So then when he rotates, it's out in front. Good balance, under control, finish. How did he get here? Rotating, 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 rotating that lower half so then he can finish out in front. How did he get here? Rotating those knees, rotating the feet. So then once he gets that foot into the ground, boom, this knee is not going to roll out. It's just going to lock out. How did he get here? By rotating the feet, knees, and hips. So that way everything can get rotated out in front. How did he get here? By rotating feet, rotating knees, rotating hips. So then once his foot's in the ground, bam, everything rotates out in front. Boom, boom, boom with the rotation, so then it's out in front. Same thing with the rotation to get there, rotation to get there, so we can finish out in front. Same thing. Out in front. Boom, out in front. Blake Snell. Boom. Nice firm leg. Watch how that lower half just rotates. Bam. And then now upper half rotates. Oops. Upper half rotates. And then it's out in front. This has got good audio too for being a bad camera. Okay. So, and last one was Sanchez. Boom. Okay. So, I pause all of these videos at a certain point in time. And that's the follow through in our finish. So now that we see what the right side guys need to do more of to be able to get themselves to be where the left side guys are by rotating our feet more, rotating our knees more, rotating our hips more. But most importantly for most of us is our knee. We just got to get our knee rotated out more. We got to get our knee rotated out more. We got to get our knee and foot rotated out more. Xavier could probably use the foot rotated out more as well to help with the knee. And we need to get the knee rotated out more. So the right four, after seeing all the teammates on this side and their positions in the big leaguers, let's now take all of you guys to the finish where I stopped all those videos at. Okay, we got something like this. this. I actually want to take this back a little bit. Yeah. Boom. Okay, so what we can notice is we got two of you guys super low to the ground. All right, see how much this front knee, it lands with that much bend. It lands with that much bend. But now we're holding that bend. You're holding that bend. You're holding that bend. So now all of your power just went into that kneecap. All that power from your back leg that goes into your front leg, we need to block it. We need to block it with this front leg. What that means is once all that power from that back leg that drives boom into that front leg, we have to now block it with the knee. We have to lock it out so that the power gets shot up. And then once the power gets shot up, then we have to rotate it down and out. Okay? So we can see you two guys stayed in that bend for a long time, which now gets you super close to the ground through your release. All right? These two guys over here, they block. They have that power that drives from the back leg to the front leg, boom. And then they lock out that leg, which they do a good job of locking out that lead leg to send the power up. But then we can see that the throws themselves are kind of going up as well. If we get back to some of these guys here, okay, let's not use cranky. Okay, so let's watch the front knee. Boom, see how it locked out there? But now let's watch the front knee and the chest, and watch how this chest is sending the ball down. Sending everything down. Boom. There, and then as he throws, everything is going down. From the position we paused it at to when he's throwing, it's going down. From where we paused it at to when he throws is going down. The point we pause it at to when he throws is down. Throwing down. Throwing down. Throwing down. That front leg just locking out. He's on a stiff leg right now. Boom. Okay, so if we now go back and then watch as you rotate, that leg locks out, but watch where your back leg's going. Because we're not really throwing down. We're throwing the ball more up. Let me get this out of the way. We're throwing the ball more up, 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 as opposed to throwing it down, down, down. Throwing it down, down, down. Versus throwing it up and then finishing the arm just like across the body. Throwing it down with the body versus just trying to throw it down with the arm. Down with the body. Like you're hitting a sledgehammer, like you're chopping wood, like you're about to throw a basketball on the ground to make it bounce as high as you ever could, because we're throwing it down with our whole body. Down, down. All right, so the other, when we lock it out good like they do, but then we're throwing the ball kind of just going forward. We're kind of walking with the ball, which makes it hard for us to throw the ball down with our body versus throwing the ball and then finishing the arm down. We got to throw this ball with our whole body, but we see it's just with our arm versus with the whole body, with the whole body, the whole body, the whole body throwing. Boom. Boom. Okay. So he's got to think about body throwing. And the same thing we can see, because that knee doesn't lock out, our rotation becomes here, which is hard to get it going to the target when it's staying down so low the whole time, like that. Which puts you there versus what all of these guys are getting to. Close, though. Close, close, close. It's got to think about locking that leg out, hitting here, and then stiffen it out. Hit with a bend, then stiff it out. Hit with a bend, then stiffen it out. Hitting it with a bend, and then stiffen it out. Boom. Bend, and then straight. Versus bend, 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 bend. Now it's straight. Okay, and then boom. So again, knees there, and then that just makes it tough. We're trying to. Your body wants to try to throw down, but you're already so down that there's not much more down you can go from how down you already are. Versus boom, boom, there, there, there. Okay, they all have that bend, that you got, maybe some a little less than yours, but we got to work on locking it out, straightening it out, not letting the bend stay, but locking it out, locking it out, locking it out, locking it out, and locking it out. And also, glove is about 3 inches from the ground. Where are all these gloves at? Chest, 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 chest. Not down here. So we gotta make sure that's why every single throw in catch is important, because we can work on that muscle memory to finish the glove in the 70, 80, 90 throws that we do in catch. There's 70, 80, 90 opportunities to get muscle memory at finishing that glove, so that way when we start pitching it to worry about other things, we don't have to think about a simple glove finish. So we can look at the other 4 guys and watch what your front knee is doing through release. And you can see how that big step forward after is mostly because of how much energy is rotating side to side. Boom. And now we finally get to go forward, but nothing's stopping us from getting everything from just falling forward like that at the end. That's energy. That's energy we should be and could be and will eventually be able to use in our throw, instead of it just being left over at the end and boom, it's there. And it's going to have to come first with us being able to rotate and drive our feet, knees, and hips better. But everything else with the upper body is good. And it's just the lower half, which goes first, just needs to get a little better, so that what this upper half does well can do it even better. Same thing, we can see you're using the glove and the elbow to rip and pull over here to help get the knee to rip and pull over here. So that way you can finally be somewhat in line as you make your attempt to throw. And you can see then how that backside just comes through that way then, and it's just a ring around. And then we're same thing. This glove is going to have to rip, pull. Shoulder's going to have to open up. Elbow's going to have to do something. Glove's going to do something to help get everything to rotate that hasn't yet. Boom, there goes that front shoulder. It's wide open now. And then now we're left with this as a throw. This as a throw. And it looks like we're just playing catch. There's nothing really pitching about this, because we're not throwing down. We're just spinning and throwing energy out that way, sending energy out that way, when we need to send energy to the target, which is straight ahead, not out that way, not out that way. And then last but not least, you see how much extra movement in the lower half is occurring right here after that foot's already hit the ground. Instead of doing all that rotation before that foot hits the ground, it's doing it after it hits the ground, which is making it almost impossible for you to have confidence of knowing that you can throw a strike when you have to. And I think today you probably saw how inaccurate you were with a lot of those throws that you were making. And it's just simply because you have so much of your lower body moving as you're trying to throw the baseball. And by the time your lower body like stabilizes itself, the ball's already out. You got all this wobble of the knee. And then after the knee, the foot over here starts to go, because you can see your shoelaces are doing some weird stuff. So your ankle's moving. Now your foot finally gets flat into the ground with the knee and the hip in line with it, but the ball's out already. And it has been for some time before we get this figured out. Boom. And it's just obviously way too late. So we need to rotate. We need to use our legs. We need to feel the back leg driving us forward and gaining ground. Your stride should be more out here for how long your legs are. And that'll give you more time to be able to rotate your feet, your knees, and your hips if your foot stays off the ground for longer because it's striding further.